Great,
whatever you,
great
whatever
season
you
for
say.
William Mary.
Yeah.
Striking distance as they play without ball.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, the Virginia 529 College Savings Plan 2010 CAA Men's Basketball Tournament. The fourth and final quarterfinal game on a busy day of basketball at the Richmond Coliseum matches the Dukes of James Madison against the William and Mary Tribe. A very pleasant good evening to you once again. This is John Gurevich alongside Charlie Woolen. We've got 3 exciting games in the books, and now 1 more to go, and we're going to get a look at a William and Mary team that got off to a great start this year, had wins at Wake Forest, Maryland, Richmond, and comes into the tournament as the number 3 seed overall.
Well, they deserve that seeding because they've played extremely well over the season. They've already won 20 ball games. They're a little bit different type of team, but they've been very competitive. This should be a great one tonight because both of these matches against JMU have been good ball games.
Yeah, William and Mary, a team that relies on the three-point shot, and they rely on no one more than senior David Schneider.
Well, David Snyder is the heart and soul of this William Mary basketball team. He leads the tribe in just about every category. He's a tough kid. He leads in so many different ways. He's a good kid. He scores, he rebounds, he assists, he defends. He's just an outstanding player.
Yeah, don't write off James Madison just yet. As good as William and Mary has been, and as much as James Madison has struggled with injuries and other problems, JMU has gotten a lot from Denzel Bowles, 6'10" transfer from Texas A&M, who's been playing outstanding basketball.
Well, Denzel Bowles is a real deal. He knows how to play. The transfer had to sit out early in the season and has been a welcome addition to this basketball team. He's probably one of the best inside scorers in the league. He rebounds well. He runs the floor. I think he's an excellent passer. So I expect a really good basketball game tonight.
All right, James Madison only the 11th seed overall in the conference standings, a record of 13-19. They will be hard pressed, but they did pull off an upset last night in the first round against Drexel. All right, it is about to unfold, so we'll take a break and come back with the 4th and final quarterfinal game from the CAA Conference Tournament in Richmond.
Getting overtime, aren't you? Paying you overtime, aren't you?
Tonight's coverage of
Tonight's coverage of the Virginia 529 College Savings Plan 2010 CAA Men's Basketball Championship. It's brought to you by the Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
John Gurvich with Charlie Willem and Mike Corey at the Richmond Coliseum, Richmond, Virginia. 2 quarterfinal games this afternoon, one earlier this evening. ODU has advanced to the semis. They will play VCU in the first semifinal tomorrow. Northeastern survived double overtime, knocked out Hofstra, and Northeastern will play the winner of this game tonight between William and Mary and James Madison. For JMU, Denzel Bowles, 21 points and 9 rebounds per game. He's their leader. Julius Wells, also a very solid player, averaging 16 points per game. And then Trevon Flores, Ben Louie, and Pierre Curtis round out the starting lineup. For William and Mary, Quinn McDowell, very solid sophomore. Danny Sumner, senior veteran. Marcus Kitts at center, and the guards, scoring leader David Schneider and Sean McCurdy. Matt Brady, coach of James Madison in his second year at JMU, a 20-win season last year, 21-15 for JMU. He spent 4 years as head coach at Marist before coming to Harrisonburg. And Tony Shaver in his 7th season at William and Mary, this season CAA Coach of the Year. Second time in the last 3 years he's won Conference Coach of the Year honors. He spent 17 years as the head coach, very successfully, of Division III Hampton-Sydney College.
Tony's an excellent coach, and he's done a fantastic job this year.
His team is 20-9 overall. CAA conference record of 12 up and 6 down. JMU 13-19 overall, 4-14 in conference play. A lot was expected of James Madison coming into the season. They were picked 5th in the preseason polls, but they had 2 big injuries. Andrei Semenov, a 6'7" sophomore, Devin Moore, a star point guard, and then academic eligibility took away Desmond Thornton, and they were left with the cupboard bare. Here's the way the tournament bracket is shaping up. ODU and VCU tomorrow afternoon at 3, and then Northeastern, which ought to be starting its rest period immediately after the double overtime thriller against Hofstra, taking on the winner of this game at 5:30 tomorrow evening.
It'll be interesting to see what they have left after tonight, because they played just about felt like a game and a half out there tonight. It was a tremendous contest. Both teams played hard. It's a shame one of them had to lose.
The Dukes played last night a first-round game here against Drexel, and they defeated the Dragons 77-65. William and Mary, the 3rd seed in the conference, had a first-round bye. This is the 77th meeting over the years between these two Virginia rivals, with JMU leading the series 43-33. This year, on January 14th at William and Mary, James Madison lost to William and Mary 85-78. Then January 27th at JMU, they beat William and Mary 65-63. So they have a win against William and Mary, and they are capable of doing so at any time.
It's going to be very important for William and Mary to do a good job on Denzel Bowles. He's a dangerous, dangerous player.
It is the Tribe with the ball to start, and the 3 drained in fittingly by David Schneider. This is what they do. William and Mary coming into the game with a conference-high 252 three-point field goals. They need just now 18 more to set a new single-season CAA record. All right, here's a look at Denzel Bowles. Passes it on the outside, and James Madison works it around. Pierre Curtis stumbling through the lane. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by William and Mary.
Well, William and Mary plays a lot of matchup zone, and it's really a tough defense to attack. They play well with each other. They switch off players about as well as any team I've seen this year. Their defense has been a big part of their success.
Ball comes out to Bowles. He gets it in the hands of Pierre Curtis. Curtis driving strong, lays it up, no good, but a foul. And Curtis will go to the line.
Both teams started in a zone. JMU started in a 1-2-2 down at that end, so it'll be interesting to see if they stay in. William Mary's man-to-man offense is very difficult to defend, because there's so many cuts, so many screens. It just keeps you working the entire evening.
Curtis makes the first free throw. Foul is on Sean McCurdy, his first.
Sean McCurdy's dad was the leading scorer in the nation at the University of Richmond here in Richmond.
Mid-70s, about 74,
He
75.
scored a lot of points.
Yeah. Pierre Curtis makes both free throws. He had a good game last night against Drexel, 19 points, and he's got 2 to get going tonight. Now McCurdy on the right. Comes to the baseline, brings it across court. Schneider, open, 3, got it!
Well, I tell you what, if David Snyder's in rhythm, there's not much you can do to keep him from shooting. He just does so many things for this basketball team.
Now, in the game where James Madison beat William & Mary in the regular season, Schneider was 1 for 11 from the field.
Right. He went through a little period where he wasn't shooting as well, but I mean, he's taken such a beating over the season. He's just such a tough kid.
What good move, muscling in Denzel Bowles, 6'10", 255 pounds, and sometimes unstoppable.
He's a very good offensive player. He can shoot the jumper, he can post you, and he'll run the floor against you.
Tribe working it around. We're about 2 minutes in. McCurdy thinking about a 3, driving and dishing. Out in the left corner, Quinn McDowell puts it off the side of the rim, and the rebound to Bowles. To Trevon Flores. Now down court, Ben Louie on the move. Driving runner, no good. Rebound snatched down by Schneider. David Schneider at 6'3", senior from Phoenix, Arizona. Averaging just under 16 points per game. Looking for help, he puts it on the floor.
Tribe needs Danny Sumner to score some for him tonight, I believe. He's been in a little bit of scoring slump, but he does everything else. Defensively, he's the best athlete on the basketball team.
McCurdy now puts it in the hands of Sumner. His shot, no good. And the rebound to Bowles. William & Mary with 20 wins, only the 6th 20-win year in William & Mary basketball history. Left-hand floater put in by Trevon Flores.
Flores, a big young man. He's come on late in the season. He's scored some points for him right now. He's averaged only about 3.6 points a game, but he's been doing better of late. And he really makes it a good offensive rebounder out there with Bowles.
Nice pass by Schneider to Danny Sumner, and it's 8-6. Now a jump shot on the right by Julius Wells, a 3-pointer for the 6'5" and sophomore Julius Wells.
The thing Matt Brady's looked for all year is somebody to help Wells and Bowles score. They need somebody else to step up. Last night it was Pierre Curtis. They might need someone else tonight. Both those guys are excellent scorers.
They've given a lot of time to freshmen because of the problems with the guys who are supposed to be starters this year. Here's McCurdy with a nice move, driving through the lane and missing, but a foul. And McCurdy will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Sean McCurdy's had an excellent season this year. He's run the point for him. He's moved the ball. He's done a good job this season.
We have an official timeout now. 15:55 left in the first half. All right. Yeah, and every one of those guys is a household name, at least in the Verkey household and the Mann household. Probably all CEOs of big corporations.
Verkey, yeah, he played for me.
Yeah.
He and Bracy both.
That's a good student athletes coming through that school, huh? Good student athletes coming through William & Mary's.
Bracy's team won 20.
Early going, 15:55 left in the first half. James Madison with an early 1-point lead at 9-8. Talked a little bit about David Schneider. He has accomplished a lot this year and through the course of his college career.
He's been an instant impact player from the day one when he stepped on the campus. He scores. He's an unusual jump shooter, but he's very accurate. His dad was a great player, and he's taught him a lot about the game.
This William and Mary team got out of the gate this year with a 14-3 record. And we said earlier they scored some huge non-conference wins. Richmond, at Wake, at Maryland. A little bit inconsistent down the stretch since the 14-3 start. 6 wins, 6 losses.
The way they play, they stay close to everybody they play. That's how they beat Maryland, Wake Forest, Richmond, Virginia, Commonwealth, VCU. But what happens like that, sometimes you let people stay close to you that aren't quite as good, and they hit a big shot down the stretch and you lose. I think they went through a period of that, but they've been back on track pretty good. They lost the first 2 games at Connecticut and at Harvard, and then reeled off 10 straight victories over some very good opponents.
McCurdy making both free throws. And William and Mary goes on top 10-9. A look at Kendricks Brown, a 6'3 sophomore, coming into the William and Mary lineup. We're about 4 minutes in, and the Tribe leads by 1. Duke's working around. Pierre Curtis in the post to Denzel Bowles. Double team. Good pass to Julius Wells. He cranks it on the right side. Now Curtis beyond the head of the circle. The shot clock at 10 seconds. Curtis drives. Nice dish to Bowles underneath. The layup is good.
And Bowles has got a variety of moves around the basket. He's one of the better offensive low post players I've seen come in this league in the last few years.
Guy who grew up in Virginia Beach, right down the road. Went out to Texas to play at Texas A&M. Just never really connected there. And came back home and has had an outstanding season for James Madison. Stephen Hess missing from in deep, 6'10 senior. James Madison now. Julius Wells on a drive and dish. Flores in the right corner, drains it.
Boy, if Flores can score for him, it really helps this JMU team because they need some people to help Wells and Bowles out.
They do have some talent. It's a young James Madison team. And JMU with an early 3-point lead. JMU the number 11 seed. William and Mary the number 3 seed. Missed jumper out of the left corner from Kendricks Brown. Here comes James Madison. Pierre Curtis. And a traveling violation on the senior Pierre Curtis. How about Pierre Curtis? All-time leader at James Madison in career assists, games played, games started, and minutes played.
I have a great deal of respect for Pierre because obviously when Devon Moore was playing, he moved over to the second guard position. Now he had to come back to the point guard this year, and I think he's done a very nice job of it.
Devon Moore suffered a knee injury right before the start of preseason practice and was lost for the year. A 6'4 sophomore had an outstanding freshman year.
He was really the key to their success last year.
And then not long thereafter, Andrei Semenov, a key forward, played only 4 games, wound up going out with a back injury. Here's Stephen Hess rolling to the basket and scoring. And so, you know, James Madison picked to finish 5th in the conference, suddenly playing without 2 starters, and then Desmond Thornton was declared academically ineligible and hasn't played since around Christmas time.
And I think Matt Brady's done a good job just holding them together. They've utilized Bowles a great deal, and I'm sure they've worn him down a little bit, but at the same time, he's a very fine player.
Julius Wells fires a 3, rebounded by David Schneider. JMU by a point at 13-12. Brown to Schneider. Darren White has come in. He's defending Schneider. Now pass beyond the reach of David Schneider. William and Mary has turned it over, and JMU gets possession.
Now, one of the areas that William and Mary's been really good at, and the tops in the one of the top teams in the nation, they've only turned the ball over between 9 and 10 times a ball game most of the season, and that's kept them in every basketball game because they're very efficient at the offensive end.
This is a freshman, Darren White. A lot of freshmen get a lot of minutes for James Madison.
Darren White is an exceptional athlete. He can really sky.
Shot clock at 10 seconds. Senior Pierre Curtis. Long, straight on three. Back of the rim. Rebound Schneider. William & Mary with the ball, down by one. Here's Schneider. Three-point shot. Off the rim. Rebound Bowles. It's not a pretty shot.
No, it's not. It's a very unusual shot, but he sure knows how to shoot it. I'll tell you that.
It goes in quite frequently. Julius Wells with it here in the post to Bowles. He's doubled in the corner. Ball knocked away out of bounds. Last touch by William & Mary.
What happens now when you start doubling Bowles, if his teammates make cuts to the basket, they're going to free themselves because he is a very good passer.
Changes made. Tony Shaver, the William & Mary coach, putting in 3 new players for the moment. This is Trevon Flores replacing Denzel Bowles. So Bowles will get an early rest as we come up on the 12-minute mark. And JMU leading 13-12. Julius Wells straight on three.
Julius Wells has had a couple games. He had one early in the season against Old Dominion, and he must have hit 8 or 9 threes. He can really get hot.
He's averaging 16.4 and was named 3rd team All-CAA as the tournament began. Now the ball taken away by Wells. Madison with a 4-point lead, playing some good basketball in the first half. Wells in the right corner feeds the post to Flores. This is Wells behind a Flores pick. Pass to Flores on pick and roll. Back to Wells. Madison works it around the perimeter. Pierre Curtis to an open Flores. Lays it in.
That's great pass, great vision by Pierre Curtis. A lot of guys look, but they don't see. He looked at him and he saw his man open. He gave him an easy 2.
Dukes have themselves a 6-point lead against the number 3 seed William & Mary Tribe. William & Mary on the attack. Sean McCurdy. Pass intended for Matt Rum, knocked away, but Rum recovers. Now the shot clock in single digits. Here's McCurdy. Drives and dishes. Right corner. Kyle Gaylord misses.
Gaylord's had a good year for a freshman, youngster out of North Carolina.
6'7" freshman missing there. White down court. Freshman misses badly. Rebound Matt Rum.
I think White's a better slasher. He goes to the hole with great athleticism.
Then Kyle Gaylord lifts a long jumper. And the ball hopped over the backboard out of bounds. We've got an official timeout. James Madison has put a little run together. And behind Julius Wells and Pierre Curtis and the rest of the Dukes, James Madison leads by the score of 18-12. Say again. Where? Nah. .21 left in the first half. James Madison leads William & Mary 18-12. John Gurevich, along with the former coach of William & Mary, Charlie Woolen, Got to be neutral. No favoritism
It's
tonight.
kind of unbelievable for me to realize I've been out of it for 10 years now. So I've enjoyed the CAA so much just watching all these teams.
They battled each other during the regular season. James Madison and William and Mary splitting the regular season series. And you go down the stats, and they're pretty equal between the two teams.
I think these teams have played very evenly in both matches to this point this year.
January 14th, William and Mary won 85-78. January 27th, it was JMU winning 65-63. I whistle here and a foul call.
And both of those games went right down the wire. I think we made some free throws at the end of that first one, which put them up by the margin, but they were both close basketball games.
Marcus Kitts collecting the foul. Tony Shaver, a coach who makes substitutions liberally and frequently.
He does a very good job of substituting. You got two freshmen that played very well. Hess has done a good job of backing up at the center position. And the new player in the ball game is John Mark Ludwig, the transfer from San Antonio, Texas. And I tell you what, he can shoot the long-range jump shot. People don't expect it, but most people in the league know it right now. He's a good outside shooter.
Traveling violation here on Denzel Bowles. Good William and Mary defense. Tribe takes over with the Dukes leading by 6. William and Mary works it around Schneider, who's come back on, shovels it off to Danny Sumner. Sumner driving strong in the lane, a collision, nothing called. Ball loose, tipped up, no. Rebound Julius Wells. Here's Pierre Curtis on the move. Curtis drives, is well covered, backs away with a pass. And Matt Parker, a senior backup, scores.
And that he can do. I mean, he's a very good outside shooter. He hasn't had a lot of minutes, but he's averaging only about 2.8, but he's had a couple big games by shooting the threes.
Nice pass inside to Sumner, but he lost it. Bowles got it back. And how about James Madison in the first half they're putting together? The 11th seed in the tournament. They lead by 9. Julius Wells, 3-ball, back of the rim. Rebound Schneider. Up in the front court, McCurdy to Sumner to McCurdy. Inside the 9-minute mark, first half. James Madison by 9. Schneider, 3. Got it.
You can't ever count them out as long as they hit these threes. They're just pretty amazing how many threes they make a game.
Schneider, the individual leader in the CAA in three-pointers made this year, coming into the game with 83. So we've got 3 already tonight, meaning 86 on the season now for David Schneider, senior guard. Here's Bowles in deep. Ball knocked away, but a foul against William and Mary.
Bowles is surprisingly long out there. He's a big, strong young man, but he's got long arms, got big hands, and he's very, very quick around the basket.
Couple of free throws for Bowles here, the first of which is no good. Ben Louis, an Australian import from Melbourne, Australia. Checking back in. Second free throw is good. Bowles gets 1 for 2. He's got 5 points.
Ben Louis is a high-energy player. He's given him some good minutes this year, and he worked his way into the starting lineup and has done a good job of it.
22-15, a 7-point lead for James Madison. William and Mary has 3 triples in the game so far. All 3 by Schneider. Missed shot, but an offensive rebound popping out to Schneider. He's got it on the right sideline. Now in the post, Marcus Kitts. Knocked away, and Ben Louis got it for the Dukes. Inside 8 minutes in the first half. James Madison by 7. JMU beat William and Mary in last year's conference tournament in the first round. A 70-48 blowout win for the Dukes last year. Wells cranking it now in deep. It's Bowles. Shot clock winding down. Bowles gets inside, lays it up, no good. Oh, board, follow. Bowles.
The Tribe cannot afford to give JMU 2 and 3 opportunities on a possession. They're just too quick inside. You've got to get bodies on them.
Well, James Madison's been the better team so far tonight. And a 9-point lead. Now in deep, it's Marcus Kitts. Knocked away and grabbed by James Madison.
Madison's done a good job at the defensive end. They're giving up some things and they're taking away what William & Mary wanted.
Winner of this game earns a ticket to the conference tournament semifinals. The 5:30 game tomorrow with Northeastern as the opponent.
Right now, they have no answer for Denzel Bowles. They've got to do a better job of keeping the ball out of the post.
9 points for Bowles, and William & Mary wants timeout. James Madison, the number 11 seed, has been in control. 6:43 left in the first half. The Dukes 26, the Tribe 15. Denzel Bowles, Charlie, going to work indeed.
I tell you what, he's a very tough player. And he just stays after it. That's the mark of a good offensive rebounder. Stay after the ball when you miss a shot. The shooter in there has the best angle to go get the rebound.
You know, if you look at the stats, the 2 regular season games these two teams played, Bowles had good games. 26 points and 13 rebounds in one game against William & Mary, and 21 points and 8 boards in the other.
The Tribe really has not found an answer for playing him. They tried to double down on him. I think that's worked at times. But if you let him handle the ball that deep in the post area, I mean, he's unstoppable.
Coach Matt Brady will sit him down for the moment, give him a rest. And William & Mary has the ball. They are facing a double-digit deficit. Tribe working it around. William & Mary at 20-9 this season, but struggling so far against this James Madison team.
If any area of the game James Madison has improved on, it's been their defense. They're playing much better defense at the end of the season.
Sean McCurdy missed a 3, but the rebound put back in by Stephen Hess.
Stephen Hess has really stepped up this his senior year. He has given him tremendous time in the post area. He's got pretty good scoring in the post with both hands.
Matt Parker tries from the perimeter again, rebounded by Ben Louie. His pass stolen by Danny Sumner. Sumner down court for William & Mary. 26-19.
Danny Sumner is a very outstanding athlete. Quick, he's fast, and he can really fly. He gets up in the air about as well as any player has been in Williamsburg for a long time.
Veteran point guard Pierre Curtis. Gets up in the lane, dishes, right side. Ben Louie on a perimeter jumper. Rebound by Hess, and now William & Mary looking to put a little run together. McCurdy up in the front court to Sumner. McCurdy, Schneider, straight on. 3-point shot, off the rim, rebound, Matt Parker. Kind of a shot put type.
I tell you, I've never been able to figure it out, but I've seen him bury a whole lot of shots.
Remember the kid from Boston College, Michael Adams?
I remember.
Had kind of a shot like that years ago.
Dick Barnett had a shot like that. Everybody said that guy can't shoot, and he never missed.
You're going way back.
That is great. People listening probably don't even know who that is.
Yeah, Dick Barnett wound up in the NBA with the Knicks in the 60s and 70s. All right, we have an official timeout. 4:52, and shot put jump shooter David Schneider, and the William & Mary Tribe down 7. Too. Remember, Barnett bent his knees too.
He'd step back all the time.
Yeah.
He played with the Lakers for a while.
Yeah.
West used to talk about him all the time.
Hey, Dustin, I'm missing a point for James Mack. Can you figure out who I'm missing? fourth and final quarterfinal game.